I'm Peyton Bryant, a redshirt junior on the Gardner-Webb women's soccer team. In December of my junior year of high school, I actually tore my right ACL. So it was pretty similar to my injury here. It really, like I said, affected the way that I communicated with college coaches. It cut off a lot of conversations because of the timeline and how I interacted with COVID. So it was a huge struggle, but ultimately once I came back, I knew I still wanted to keep playing. So while it was a big setback, it all worked out for the best. As soon as I stepped foot here, it was a completely different feeling just being here that I got compared to other schools. So a lot of other schools I was looking at were much bigger than that, and they just didn't feel like home. But as soon as I came here, I really felt like this was the home environment that I needed, and I could actually see myself living here for the next 4 years. So it was the very first game of my sophomore season. It was the exhibition game at App State, so it meant literally nothing. It was ultimately a scrimmage. I was starting in the game, I had really good conversations with my coaches, I was feeling really great about it going in, and then 15 minutes into the second half, it was just a really unlucky turn on a throw-in, and I fell straight to the ground. And of course, as I said, I've been through it before, so as soon as I felt the same exact pain, I knew what it was. And I have wonderful teammates, they're all telling me stay positive, it might not be, but it was 80-20. I was 80% sure it was the same exact thing. So it was really heartbreaking in the moment, but yeah, it was very upsetting. I felt like I was at a really good place coming back from my first injury, so it was 2 years after. I felt like I had regained all my confidence. I felt like I was the fittest that I'd ever been. I felt really strong. So I just was going into the season very confident, and it was just really devastating to have all that taken away from me literally in a second in a game that didn't even matter. So there was just a lot of frustration, a lot of wondering why me, why is this happening to me again? I got hurt right before school started. My surgery was I'm pretty sure 2 days before school started, so my mom literally came to stay with me, and I'm so glad she did. She had to help me get in and out of bed, shower, drive me to classes and stuff, so I was so grateful to have her. My dad too, he's also a good supporter. I'm pretty sure if he didn't have to be at work every day, he would have been all up in my business too, but I love them so much for it. I felt like I did much better physically the second time than I did the first time, so that helped. Just knowing what to do, and then mentally, I would love to say that I was fine, but it was really hard. I was lucky to be able to travel to all the away games to stay fully immersed in the world of soccer at Gardner-Webb, so it really helped me not disconnect from my teammates, from the team, from soccer itself, which I think is something that I didn't really do a good job of in high school. So to just stay completely locked in to my team and to the game really helped me get through the struggles. I wish I could sit here and tell you that it was a movie and there was a crazy fairy tale ending, but in reality, my first game back was probably the worst game I've ever played. Quite honestly, I remember it so vividly, it haunts me almost. So it was at Furman, it was another exhibition. It was kind of same setting, it was a little bit rainy, weird weather, so there was just so many flashbacks going through my mind, and so I think emotionally I was a mess. I was so nervous already, and then on top the other factors that were reminding me kind of the same game from last year. So I played terrible, honestly, but thankfully our coaches were so understanding, and they got that I was in a tough position, and so we had a good conversation, and we talked about just gaining confidence in the next couple of games. And while the first game wasn't great, as time went on, I got better and I got back into the rhythm of things, and so it ended up working out really well. When I first tore my ACL, I was 16, 17 the first time. And my dad, he would tell me all the time, and I hated it at the time, but it's such a great saying. He would always tell me my life is so much bigger than soccer. And of course, at 16, when you get soccer taken away from you, when it's been my life for the past 6 years, I don't believe him. I get upset. I'm of course you would say that, you're not the one playing, you're not the one injured. But I think coming around the second time and hearing those words again, it was still frustrating, but I got it a little bit better because had that been my last year and I couldn't have come back, I know that there's so much more to my life than this game. But knowing that my time is coming to an end soon, in terms of soccer, it's changed my perspective so much because I understand I need to take advantage of this. Every day I get to come out here and play, I get to do this. This is an amazing opportunity for me. I highly, highly encourage staying involved in your team. It's so easy, like I said, I did it in high school. It's so easy to stay so disconnected from your team and lose love for the sport. Also, when you're first coming back, you are not going to be the same player you were when you left the field. That is I've been through it twice and I've forgotten it both times. You will not be the same player that you were in terms of technicality, physicality, athleticism overall. You're going to struggle, and that's something that I think we don't take into consideration as much because you expect to be the exact same player you were when you left. So just remember, like, everything takes time, and so just stay patient.